Hey everybody, it's Catherine from My Perfect Style, and today I'm coming to you from the wild suburbia of California winter to bring you a collection of things I personally did not know before my freshman year of college that might have been cute to have known. Now beware, if you clicked on this video expecting to hear about the freshman 15 and the boys situation at college, that is not what you're gonna get from me. I did my own fair share of googly-hoogling before college and watched a good number of videos, so I pretty much knew that I'd be okay on both those fronts. And so will each and every one of you, I assure you. I have decided to compile a little niche list of things that really I had no idea I would encounter, and I haven't really heard from many other people that have made similar kinds of videos like this. So I hope you get something out of this. And by the way, the title says 10 things just because it's an appealing number, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bonus, like 6 or 7, so. Number 1, this isn't like by priority or importance or like chronology or anything, just number 1, you can fit 2 people into a twin bed. And I'm not saying this like sexually or anything, but typically when I had like sleepovers and stuff, it was like 2 people in a queen bed was like, oh God, like that's just not comfortable. But I have been many nights where it's just way easier to sleep over at someone's dorm than to go back to your own, and I will show you that like you can fit 2 of like me, 5'10" Cather out sized people into a twin bed, and I learned that very, very quickly my freshman year. Number 2, the movie soundtracks playlist I have in Pandora is the best study music. So if you are looking for some good ambiance kind of for studying, I highly recommend you type in your favorite movie soundtrack. So I did Up and Ratatouille, and that kind of compiled, I rigorously thumbed up the ones that I actually like to study to. So I got this, basically it was mostly Disney, but also like Edward Scissorhands and like American Beauty made it into there. So it'll keep you going if you're reading something really, really boring out of a textbook. So highly recommend that. Number 3, changing up your study spots will keep you looking forward to working on your homework. My favorite thing to do at USC, and something I'm gonna touch on a lot as a tour guide, is just the various places I've found that I love to study. I found that in the office where I work is a great place to study, in very like small hidden libraries and grassy areas, like in a study lounge in my dorm. Like there are just so many places to study. Like it just gives you more of an inclination to be like, wow, I like being in that space, so I'll actually go there just so that I can study. So number 4, this one is so real. So there will be people that you run into 18,000 times a day and you never know their name. Like there are people that like our rhythm of like the schedule of our days, like I always see this one guy and I have no idea what his name is. Like he could be an Alec, I guess he looks like an Alec, but I have no idea what his name is because we never actually get to interact, but I just like cross paths with him all the time. And it's so weird. Number 5 is you're gonna run into people you know, whether you're at a school of 1,000 kids or a school of 35,000 kids. USC is about 18,500. And I see people from my high school all the time. I see people from random classes that I've had all the time. I see people from orientation. You definitely don't expect to see people, and there are some people that I'd really rather not run into that I actually do, but you will run into people even if you think you won't. So number 6 is something I definitely did not know about USC before I went there. I'm pretty sure this is true of all schools, but I'm really happy it's true of USC. There will be eccentric freaks at your school that say the weirdest things, the most odd things, and you'll laugh and you'll cry with laughter at them, and you're gonna love it. Number 7, your schedule is whack. This is a very important one. College schedules are very different from high school schedules, where you're not occupied from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then you have your extracurriculars. There'll be extracurriculars that happen during your class time that you realize, wow, I can't do that. And you'll have to actually budget your time specifically around stuff just so you can do it. But I definitely realized that my schedule was up to me a lot of the time. And if you don't fill up your time, you'll end up squandering it so easily because you're not being forced to sit through something for like 9 hours a day. 8, if you get a mattress topper, your bed at your school might be more comfortable than your bed at home. This is true for me. I actually don't know why, but my bed at school was so comfortable. I actually miss it right now. I love my bed at home, but getting in like a 3-inch mattress topper that just sits on top of your mattress does so much for you. Like, bless, 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 bless. 9, I wish I'd known that when there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, you need to capitalize on it. And these are presented a lot at USC. I will say a lot of people just come to our campus. I got to see the interview premiere, world premiere before anyone else did, and I was almost like one of the only people to have ever seen it because it almost didn't get premiered. But stuff like that, a lot of musicians would come to our campus. I got to see a really cool spoken word poet during orientation. Just a lot of different really cool events will happen, and a lot of people will pass them up like, hey, I want to go to a party, or like, hey, I need to study for midterms. But for me, it's like, I went to 3 movie premieres the week before I had my like 2 biggest finals, because I knew that those were opportunities I was never gonna get again. You can study whenever, you can like go party whenever. You can't do these like very specific things whenever. 10, Google Calendar is beaut. I love Google Calendar. I put all my classes in there, I put all my clubs in there. I'll start scheduling. I schedule out when I want to meet with people for lunch. I'll schedule out when I want to study for certain things. I schedule out when I want to go shopping, blah, blah, blah. I just put everything into my Google Calendar, because that way when I wake up in the morning, I know what I'm gonna do. I tell myself not just like study, I'll say study, econ problem set 1, and do the first outline of my rough draft, blah, blah, blah. Like I'll tell myself specifically what to do, and that way you get everything together. Google Calendar is so amazing. I have my like tour guide schedule and my band schedule and my own schedule all incorporated into one. So it's amazing. I highly recommend you get it. You will lose your mind if you're anything like me, if you do not use Google Calendar your freshman year. 11, if you don't already know how to read Greek letters by the time you enter college, you will by the time you exit, at least if you have a Greek system. There are so many. You'll know SAE, you'll know Kappa, Kappa, Gamma, you'll know all these things, and like you'll be able to read them, realize what letters they are, and like you'll be good to go. That's just something that right off the bat you just learn. 12, if you ever feel alone in anything, whether it's like studying or a problem with your roommate or boys or missing home, check Yik Yak and you will find someone to commiserate you with. Like Yik Yak, if you ever feel like you are doing poorly in school, you can check Yik Yak and pretty much be sure that someone else is feeling the exact same way. So, I mean, Yik Yak is getting kind of overrated now and kind of drying up in terms of like humor for me, but definitely like if you ever feel just like, and you check Yik Yak, you can make sure that other people are also feeling like, 13, you're going to go to bed later, and actually you probably will wake up later, which for me resulted in more sleep in general. Like, because I don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. for school every morning, I can wake up at 9 or 10, and I go to bed generally between like 11 and 12. I get a lot more sleep in college. Like I always wake up very rested. If there's probably like 3 times that I like did not have enough sleep and I really felt it in class, but for the most part, I do get enough sleep and it's amazing. 14, you will never get tired of pizza, French fries, and rice in the dining hall. Those are always there in my dining hall, and I can hit them up at whatever time. They're always good, whether it's curly fries or garlic fries or steak fries or wild rice or white rice or like some like Jamaican rice, or like, doesn't matter what kind of pizza, it's always amazing, always there for you, and that'll be your best friend, especially when you want to take something up to your dorm and just like eat it. 15. When you do get the chance to ride in someone's car in the passenger seat with an aux cord and the windows rolled down, you're going to appreciate it so much. I took a little bit of public transport and in general just didn't really like get out very much like for the first couple of weeks, just because I was so busy being involved on campus, as you should be your freshman year. But when you do get the chance that someone says, hey, let's go to In-N-Out if you live in California, and you get to drive that 15 minutes away or however long it is, and you actually get to be in a real car, it feels amazing. I love driving. I didn't get to drive my entire freshman year basically, and I really missed being in a car. So when you are in a car, appreciate it. 16, your bank account will not drop as much as you thought it would, only for me. For some reason, my bank account was actually pretty stable. I pretty much thought it was just gonna plummet, but I actually spent more money when I was at home because I could drive and I'd go get meals with my friends all the time, but I always ate in the dining halls when I was on campus, and if I wanted to eat something else, I would have a friend that had like dining dollars that they could spend at like Lemonade or CBK or like The Habit or something. I would always have them buy me food because they had extra, so I didn't spend that much money on food, and I didn't really buy much clothes because it was hard just to get stuff shipped to me. So now that I'm a tour guide and I have YouTube, I have 2 sources of income, so that together just made sure that my bank account was actually pretty good. So 17, I'm gonna end on the best thing that I wish I knew about college, which is that you're gonna love it and you're going to learn to appreciate your campus and the people on it, and you'll find amazing music that you can walk around campus to. And the weather is gonna be great, and the area around you is gonna teach you so much, and the people there will teach you so much, and the alumni will, and their teachers will, and you'll meet amazing people that all are rich and fulfill and refresh you. And I wish I knew just to take it all in, because you only have a few holy semesters there. Thanks for watching, guys. Cather out.